Honestly, there was a point where I thought Boruto was the worst sequel in anime history. It was the most episodic Scooby-Doo brain-deaded children cartoon that devolved from anime to a magic carp, and it is potentially the worst sequel across all universes. I thought that up until we got one of the best arcs in the Naruto universe, the ultimate assassination mission. Honestly, I'll make a separate video about how I feel about Boruto in the beginning, so I'll explain this briefly. When Boruto started, Boruto was introduced as a carbon copy of Naruto who was a bit more spoiled due to his lavish but yet slightly neglected upbringing. He had it all: a powerful dad, a caring mom, a sister who had hidden talent, and tons of friends. Naruto didn't have none of that. Naruto was a complete waysuit. But yet, somehow, he went down the same opening path by causing trouble for attention, trying to be the best although he sucked, and using talk no jutsu from situation to situation, and every single arc literally resembled the original Naruto, but yet it was still done in a mediocre fashion. Also, the supporting main characters in Boruto are not as cool as the original Konoha 11. The original Konoha 11 were savages. No one could say anything. They're now in Boruto, they're literally dumbed down versions of the original Konoha 11. Well, that's what I thought, at least. In the most recent arc that was a copy of the Sasuke retrieval arc, the Mitsuki retrieval arc was literally the same thing, but instead of having Sasuke leaving the village in search for power with a couple of overpowered superhumans, Mitsuki willingly left the village to understand his own will. They cleverly took the concept of Mitsuki having a strange upbringing and not knowing if he had his own will to create conflict and have him betray his friends and go to the stone village with a bunch of superpowered artificial humans that escort him to the village so he could figure out his own will. I honestly thought Mitsuki was truly leaving the village because of the build-up with the Snake Sage and Garaga eating Boruto if he couldn't get Mitsuki back. Also, Mitsuki attacked Boruto and chose to help his new artificial human friends. It was executed flawlessly. There are even hidden hints that Mitsuki wasn't truly bad, such as Mitsuki not delivering the killing blow on Boruto, how Orochimaru was being really calm and gave Boruto little hints about Mitsuki, and past statements of Mitsuki complimenting Boruto how he acts towards his friends. Mitsuki knows Boruto very well, and even left the snake inside the village to let Boruto know that he is gonna come back or just something for Boruto. But as for Boruto understanding Mitsuki, not as well. Boruto made it his goal to understand Mitsuki and bring him back to the village. Does that sound familiar? The artificial humans were also executed brilliantly. There were 5 artificial humans followed by an army of subhumans, not subhumans, I mean sub-artificial beings called the Akuda. The strongest and the leader of the artificial beings was Ku. His name meant nothing, one with no will. These beings were supposed to be dolls that would carry out Onoki's will and just be the perfect fighting machines that had no soul, no will, and they were meant to fight in the place of humans. But that statement slowly started to diminish after the dolls, or the artificial humans, displayed such individual personality, and they constantly talked about how it was like to be humans and how much they wanted to be more human-like. Boruto and Mitsuki realized this from interacting with the artificial beings. As the arc progressed, the situation and tone of the series changed once again. The stakes were high, the build-up was done right, and we as the viewers knew that our Leaf Genins were in a serious situation and had to act like real ninjas until reinforcements arrived. The artificial humans needed a heart to live longer, and Ku would not stop at nothing to achieve his goal. He disobeyed his master. He wanted to become strong and rise above all humans. Maybe this was because of resentment for the humans for making him nothing but a tool, or his ideology, and his belief was just warped because of his lack of understanding for the human race. He imprisoned everyone in the Stone Village and continued on with his own plans selfishly. Shikadai, Chocho, Inojin all took many spotlights in this arc. They barely managed to stop Kaku, one of the artificial humans, by using tactics after tactics and never giving up. The fight was amazing, and it really showed how resourceful Shikadai was. And also really showed the might of his teammates, although Shikadai was the star, and he will always be the star of Ino Shikacho. As hard as they fought, they still nearly lost, but only won because of Inojin's Akuda that he kind of made his Pokemon. Yeah, he came in the last minute and sacrificed himself to save the whole group. Honestly, I nearly cried watching this, cause like, damn. After that, all the Genin that were in the Stone Village had to fight Kako, another artificial human, and Kako was the most interesting out of all the artificial humans. He simply loved to fight and wanted to push his opponents to the limit. If Kako became human, he probably would have become the strongest of the bunch in my opinion. He literally crushed all the Genins. And even when they found out his weakness, he was like, yeah, eh? Yo, I'm gonna crush everyone, bro, and just crushed everyone. Unfortunately, he literally threw the fight and did not kill anyone at all. He literally could have murked, destroyed, evaporate everyone. Please tell me it wasn't epic, man. Please. I'm joking, don't tell me. It was epic. Moments after Kaku's battle, the stakes got higher and the squad finally hit another wall. One of the artificial humans, Kiara, with the most broken ability, halts the Genin, putting them in another uncontrollable situation. They were literally halted and stopped. She literally controls everyone's body, stops them from doing anything, and you cannot resist. Luckily, they were able to escape the situation because of random factors that happened. But even then, Sarada and Boruto had to fight this Kiara person right after. But the fight wasn't even much of a fight. Kiara was just raping them several times over and over again. You can't even fight back, so just so broken. She owned them so badly and just left them there to kill themselves because her ability is that broken. She can control her body. She's broken. And obviously, after she left, Boruto and Sarada somehow escaped that uncontrollable situation because they're the main characters. But even so, she literally, I know I said literally a lot, literally crushed them. Sarada and Boruto follows Kiara, and at this point, this is where the show, or the anime, literally slaps me in my face back and forth. I started foaming from my mouth after this next part. And once again, Naruto showed me the Lotus of the Hidden Leaf blooms twice. Never give up. Just never give up. This whole mission was the Mitsuki retrieval arc. Mitsuki was about to do the deed to fully switch sides, give Ku his heart so he could become human. Sarada and Boruto finally catch up and see Mitsuki again, but once again Mitsuki attacks them, and then Ku captures them right after. Mitsuki is given the heart to give Ku so he could become human again, and Ku gives his bold statement now that he has possession of the heart. I will become the strongest being in the world. No one will stop me. Anyone who objects will be dealt with swiftly. Ku looks up towards the sky, seeing his future of world domination. Mitsuki takes 3 steps behind Ku and Kachun, lightning style no jutsu. Mitsuki stabs Ku right through his chest from behind. Ku drops the incubator, and the incubator shatters on the floor. The heart is now just in a little wet puddle in the air. The whole arc, everything you've been wondering, all the build-up, the anticipation, all for an outcome no one, I repeat, nobody's seen coming. The relief in Boruto and Sarada's eyes felt warming, and Mitsuki apologized. And I felt a feeling of delight. I was happy to see Mitsuki didn't follow the same path as Sasuke. Instead, Mitsuki pulled off the ultimate assassination the ultimate assassination mission. He literally, single-handedly took down the leader of the artificial humans. The same artificial humans that everyone struggled to fight. Thank you, Mitsuki, for being badass and giving me hope in Boruto again. Now please, I repeat, please win your next battle.